Hey, Christy Mattoon here from MindRewire. I thought I would come outside and do a video today. We got some serious blustery skies behind me and some absolutely beautiful, magnificent sun right there right now. So we're just going to be in that for a minute. I wanted to answer a question and just have to excuse my little dog down here playing. I want to answer a question that somebody asked me the other day about what's the difference between heart coherence and brain coherence. So that's what we're discussing on this video today. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel. It helps my efforts. I greatly appreciate that. And it helps me to keep putting information out there. So, and actually just by way of knowing that people are listening, it gives you a better feeling about what you're doing. So, the person who asked me this question is somebody who's looking at my work and just curious, okay, what is the difference? Because I teach both. So brain coherence, let's talk about that first. Brain coherence is the right and left side of your hemisphere being able to communicate in any situation, right? So a lot of times an event will happen, something will happen, and it can be something from your past. It can be something going on in the immediate. It can be like an ongoing situation. It gets logged in one place or the other, wherever your predominant side, right, is, because that's how humans are. And it's what we were taught. We weren't taught we were whole brain. We were taught we were half a brain. You're either left-sided or right-sided. And so that's where your information will get stored, because that's predominantly the way you are, right? You're either more creative and more intuitive, and so you work on that side more, or you're more the other side where you're more the analytical, mathematical, sciencey kind of person, and so you work on that side more. When you realize you can be both to any situation, that's what a whole brain state does for you. It gets your brain in contact on both sides. It actually works through the corpus callosum and allows the information to travel back and forth easily. If you know how to get into a whole brain state, super simple. It's just an easy thing to do. It's a great tool to have in your personal toolbox. So a whole brain state, when you think about an issue, and then you put yourself into a state, it's physiology, it's simple physiology, and basically crossing your arms and legs. There can be a pattern to it, and when you know how to do that part of it, it gets even easier, it's even better. And I'm not teaching that here today, so know that I'm not teaching that part. There's a little bit to it. I'm just talking about the difference between a whole brain state and heart coherence, or brain coherence and heart coherence. So if you can get into a whole brain state to a particular emotion, a particular subject, a particular issue, a trauma from the past, whatever the thing is, you can aid yourself in clearing that from the system pretty easily. Or you can use one of your positive affirmations, the things that you've said to yourself for years, and in a whole brain state, get that into your subconscious so you actually believe it more. All right, so that's a whole brain state. Heart coherence is when you're in your heart. You're operating from the aspects of your heart. You're operating from the attributes, basically, of spirit. And this is what I tell people all the time. Your heart's like a doorway to spirit, to your spirit. That's where your spirit resides. It's like its little home. And you start to recognize that and realize that it's this longing for something that a lot of people have right now, this longing. What is it you're longing for? Usually you get in touch with that part of you, and that longing seems to dissipate. It starts to go away. And so heart coherence is where that resides. It's where your spirit is. That higher being, the God part of you. What else do we call it? All kinds of names for this thing. Call it whatever you want. I call it my spirit. When you get in touch with that, it sends a signal through the body, and we have science on this at this point because of Heart Math Institute. Sends a signal through the body from your heart to your head, giving you a different way to feel, giving you a different way to think, giving you a different way to perceive. If you keep your awareness and your attention in your heart, if you move your awareness and your attention into your brain, you are going to get the things of your brain. And if you are not in a whole brain state, you will get all kinds of mayhem and chaos. You get the contradiction. You get the dark versus the light, right? The cans and can'ts, do's and don'ts, wills and won'ts, shoulds and shouldn'ts, all those kind of things. In your heart, that doesn't exist. In your heart, that does not happen, right? So there's a lot of teachings out there about these kind of things. And what I am believing at this point, what I am understanding, is that the belief system itself that's trapped in your heart is not the belief system or that's trapped in your head, the belief system that's trapped in your head, is not the belief system or the ways of your heart. The attributes of your spirit are things like joy, peace, love, community, gratitude, right? And those carry into different avenues. Forgiveness is an attribute of the heart. Compassion. Compassion is actually the precursor to forgiveness. And when you can do one from a heart state, compassion actually completes forgiveness. From a brain state, not so much, because it will lead you into the fight. It'll lead you into the contradiction and into the chaos. So a heart state, a heart coherence, is this place where you just find peace. It's a peace that passes all understanding. There isn't anything else there. The longer you train yourself to stay there, now all of a sudden we're retraining the brain. We get this reprogramming going on from a brain level because you're sending a new signal to your brain, and your brain's sending a new signal to all of your cells. It's just the way the system works. This is simple physiology, and it's not very simple, but it's easy to do once you know the path to do it. It's not hard to do at all. And so understand that heart coherence causes brain coherence. Heart coherence will cause brain coherence. It can take some doing because you have to undo all the subconscious garbage. All the things that you believe, all the things that you were taught, all the stuff that you think you know about everything, right? If it's a chaotic situation in your brain with any of that stuff, it has to unravel. It has to start to come undone. We desynchronize the energy of it in the system from a heart coherent standpoint. Brain coherence, on the other hand, does not cause heart coherence necessarily. Brain coherence is simply brain coherence, and there's a lot of work you can do in there with a whole brain state when you understand how to do it. But it doesn't necessarily cause heart coherence. But if you can use a whole brain state to start to clear out your subconscious, heart coherence is just easier. And if you combine the physiology of the two in the same space at the same time, it's just quicker. It's a quicker means to any end. It's a quicker way to do anything. I hope that made sense. I hope that was helpful. If you need to ask questions, please drop them in the comments below. I try to answer those daily, whatever shows up. So go ahead and leave a comment in the questions below. If you're interested, I will post a link to get on a little seminar I did a number of months ago about how to do a whole brain state, how to get into a whole brain state. It is a mechanism that things like EMDR uses, bilateral brain stimulation. Although they do it differently, it's the same idea. It is a mechanism that PSYCH-K uses. It is the mechanism that Brain Gym uses, right? Getting you into a whole brain state is a really powerful, powerful thing to do. And so this seminar that I did, it's about, I think there's actually 2 different ones, and different information came out in each one, so I put them together. But it's $50 to watch all of it. It's about 3 hours long. So if you're interested in that, jump on it, take a look at it, and let me know where you end up, because it's just a fun journey when you have control, and this will start to give you back control. Blessings and peace.